Good afternoon, all of you. So, as we know, we have covered almost 1.5 module. So today I'll wind up this module 2 regarding uh, the concepts of arrays. So we have touched these concepts. This is chapter number 4 of this module. So among this, what is the concept is we have a single dimensional array and two dimensional array, and we have to cover up this. In single dimensional array, we have seen the concepts of in single dimensional array, we have seen the concepts of insertion and deletion. Today, we'll see what is sorting, searching. Along with us, we'll try to see matrix operation. With that, we are going to cover up this module, right? So, so most of the things in chapter 3 we have seen the type of data structures, all those things. Now it is the time to see what is a array. So I have shown you what all the concepts in array using single dimensional array, what are the things that you could do to creation, traversal, search. All those things are the concepts that we have seen. So in that insertion and deletion we have seen, okay, how do you insert and how do you delete with respect to the algorithm. We have seen the concept. So let us just go through it and we'll try to cover up the things. So insertion and deletion, as I said, the concept of insertion, how it is being done, and I have tried to trace you the program also, insertion and deletion of a program, is an element. So what is the difference between sorting and searching? This is the concept wherein we need to continue. Sorting is nothing but you need to arrange the things in one of the order, either in ascending or descending. So insertion and deletion, you have seen, you are inserting a new element or you are deleting an element from the inserted element. So sorting involves comparing the array elements with each other and shuffling them until all the elements are sorted. So you could see initial array. So imagine initial array of size is 5, array of size is 5, and we have array of 0, array of 0, array of 1, 2, 3, 4. The positional pointers are placing over here. Now what we have to do is we have to make it to pass through the 4 passes. Okay, that is iterations. 4 iterations are the passes. So we need to sort the elements, right? We are going to sort it. In fact, we have in detail what is insertion sort, what is the different types of sorting techniques. So here simply you could see that in the first pass you could see the elements. So that is in individual parts. What we are going to do is we are going to bring the largest element to end of the array. So we are bringing these largest elements to this position. That time what happens? This will be moved, no? This will be moved over here. 3 will be moved over here. 2 will be moved over here. 1 will be moved over here. Right? So largest element, you are going to bring it into the, now you understand. Now again, next largest element. So already largest element in this is pass 5. So what you do now in the pass 3, you bring this 4 to this position, right? So again, this 3 will be bring over here, 2 will be bring over here, 1 will be. Similarly, this is being sorted. To this position, you bring the largest element, that is 3. 3 is brought over here. So that time. So this is one of the way. How do you sort? So largest element at the end of the array. Bring the largest element into the end of the array. That is, each pass will bring the largest element to the end of the array. So this is the flow of the structure that it has been shown you. So initial array is descending. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial array is descending. We are going to get the final array with these passes in ascending array. How do you do it? So by passing the largest element to the end of the array, then sort it. So again, largest element to this position, largest element to this position, right? So in fact, we are going to see in chapter number 10. So that's why I'm not stressing this. So we need to write a program to sort an array of 5 elements. Let us see this simple program. How do you sort? So this same program 54321 is being given. We have to sort it in 1 2 3 4 5 given the inputs. So initial elements are 54321. So when you sort it, complete pass, it goes to the 4 passes 1 2 3 4 5. How it is being done? So this is, see here, this is the main for loop that we have seen. This is to display I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. You are going to display the initial array, array of 0, array of 1, array of 2. So in this case, what happens is I equals to 5. So we have initialized the maximum capacity of an array till I greater than equals to 1. We are going in decrementer loop, right? This outer loop for controlling the number of passes, pass 1, pass 2, pass 3, pass 4. So inner loop for controlling the number of comparisons. So how it is same as if like the bubble sort what you have studied, right? In fact, I'll go in detail with respect to the different sorting techniques. That's why I'm not going to. So you have done this program in your the first semester when you have used the concept of bubble sort. In that, outer for loop is to do the number of passes. The inner for loop is to do the number of comparisons, right? You do compare. If this is element is greater than, you swap it, or else you continue as it is, right? So let me not stress on this program. So because we are going to see this sorting technique that is called bubble sort. So this I'll explain in one of the programming class what will take. As of now, today my concept is to cover up the theoretical concept being looked. So searching technique is to look for a particular element. There are different types of searching technique, linear search, right? So that you have studied is you have studied bubble sort, you have studied linear search, and also binary search. In the case of linear search, what you do, you just look into a particular element. For example, if you have element is 22, you need to look whether this 22 is available in array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3, array of 4 as such. So if it is being locked initially itself, you fix that it is available here only. So let me go to the program. See here, linear search, that is what I was telling you about. Linear search is one of the simplest searching technique, wherein what you do is you simply look into the element, explain the contents of the elements. So now which element you are looking for? Okay, enter the element you are looking for. You enter the element as 22, whatever. Let us see the example. He is looking for a positional 4. Whether 4 is available in array of 0. So like that you have to see whether 4 is available, whether this element 4 is available in array of 0, array of 1, array of 2. Yes, it is available, it is locked. Now you have to come out. So same thing you have to do in the program. See, you are looking for an element 4. So how do you go with the program? See, very simple linear search. This you have studied it. First display the elements, right? Contents of the array are for I equal to 0, I less than, you display the array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. It has been available over here. So this you'll display it. Next, enter the element to be searched. You are going to search an element called 4. So now you compare whether array of 0 equals to 4. No. Array of 1 is equals to 4. No. Array of 2 equals to 4. Yes. That time you found the element found, you have to come out. So how do you look into it? See here, you enter 4 for I equal to 0. For I equal to 0, I less than equals to I plus plus. Whether 4 is equals to array of 0. No. Array of 2. No. Array of 3. Yes. When it is, you enter. If condition will enter only when the condition is true. Whether 4 is equals to array of 2, array of 2, yes. That time it enters. Successful search, you have found the elements. What is the index? Index is 3. You come out. Break is a statement. What is the meaning of break? Break, it will suddenly, when you found this thing, it will come out without moving further with the for loop. It is an unconditional break statement. That is, it simply count up the for loop without continuing for the further. So it found it in I equals to 2 itself, it will break, and you print that particular position saying that the element is found in which position. If the position, imagine the element you have entered something, the element with, for example, 5. Whether 5 is available over here? 5 is available? No, no. That time what happens? This for loop will simply continue till the end. I equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When it reaches 5 less than equals to 5, still element is not found. That time it had not entered at all. It has not entered this for loop. That time flag is set to 0. If it enters, then only flag equals to 1. No, this is a, so that time unsuccessful search. So this is a very simple thing that you have studied previously. I remember you have studied this in your first semester or second semester, that is linear search or the bubble sort. So we will see this when we come across the program. Now, today's major, my idea is to go with the multi-dimensional array, and I need to wind up this module and need to go with the linked list, which is an important program for you. So here is a concepts you have. See, once you have a linked list and stacks, chapter number 5 and 6. We need to start up at the earliest so that we could focus on few of the concepts. And when it comes to the programming class, that is on Saturdays and Fridays sometime. So prior intimation. So that time we'll go with these programs so that you find it easy, right? Now coming to the our concept, representation of multi-dimensional array. So multi-dimensional array, always it is being represented like this, or of you. This is the number of rows, this is number of columns. This is number of rows, this is number of columns, RC. So how do you represent the array? So structurally, I have shown you initially when we have studied the internal structure of an array. Okay, for example, now here you could see what is the number of row, column. Okay, so this is called M of 0, 0. First row, first column, that is 0th row, 0th column, 0th row, 0th row, 0th row. Clear? Similarly, this is the row, row 1, row 1, row 1. First row, that is first row, first row, first row, first row, first column, second column, third column, fourth column, as such. So we, since the indexing starts from 0, 0, so maximum initial element is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. That is, this represents the row. This represents the row, first element. Second, again, the first element represents the row. So almost it has got a 2 rows, 3 rows. That is 0, 1, 2. Maximum capacity is 3 rows. No, you could see row number 1, row number 2, row number 3. In this, the first element is always row. The second element is a column. So how many columns? 4 columns should be there. No, so you could see first column, second column, third column, fourth column. Since the indexing starts from 0, the fourth column is represented by 3. Third column is represented by 2 as such. Okay, just erase this. So maybe with today's and tomorrow's class would be the completion of this unit to move up to the next module. So write a C program to realize 3x3 matrix. How do you represent this? So 3x realization means you are simply displaying the elements of the matrix. So always you use two-dimensional matrix with 2 for loops. Outer for loop to the number of rows, this for the number of columns. Enter the elements, you need to enter into the elements of it. Outer for loop, inner for loop. Outer for loop, you from the outer for loop to the inner for loop you enter. From the inner for loop, you have to display, right? Scanf percentage d 0, 0 to the element 0, 0 you enter it. To 0, 1 you enter it. To 0, 2 you enter it. Similarly, 1, 0 enter it. 1, 1, 1, 2. Again 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. I'm talking about the number of rows and number of columns, the positional pointers of it. Now, how do you represent this? See here, you could see the output of this program. 0 0 0 1 0 2 0, then 1 0 1 1 1 2, as I shown you 2 0 2. So this is being stored. You are going to enter from the keyboard, that is using scanf statement. Clear? This is outer for loop for the number of rows, inner for loop to the columns. This outer for loop will come out once you enter the complete columns of the individual row. For I equal to 0, it will works like this. It is 0 0 inner for loop, 0 1 inner for loop, 0 2 inner for loop. So when the j value 3 less than 3 becomes, it comes out of the for loop for the first time. Then this will be incremented, I equals to 1. So 1 0 inserted, 1 1 inserted, 1 2 inserted. After coming out of the, again it will enters with the j equals to 1. Now it has entered. See, this is the way how it works. Again, once you come out of the j less 3 less than 3, it comes out of the for loop. Clear? So same as like the third row is also being filled. I'll just erase it because I've already written that. So by the time you have to displace this for loop for insertion, this for loop for the display. How do you display it? See, matrix represented by 3 cross shades. You have to display the individual elements of m of 0 0, m of 1 as such. That is, after individual, again you have one for loop. See, second for loop, right? Once you come out of this for loop, again I equals to 1 is inserted with j equals to 1. First row, first column. Second row, first row, first column, second column, third column. Again, second row, again you insert inner for loop, second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column. Again, you come out of this for loop, again, third row, first column, third row, second column, third row, third column. As such, it fills and it comes out of the loop. So this is the way how you have, how do you insert the elements and display the elements. Now the basic things, what are all the things that could be done with respect to the, what are the things that could be done with this two-dimensional matrix? That is, you could do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and transpose. So addition and subtraction is one of the easiest method. Again, I stress these things you have studied, that is the matrix multiplication when you have studied in your first sem or second sem. Though I will cover that, what I will cover is, so we have a programs of linear search, binary search, bubble sort, and the different types of sorting techniques that we are going to see it. So as of now, I'll just try to cover the things theoretically related with this two-dimensional matrix and single-dimensional matrix. In the case of addition, you should have a two matrix. How does this addition works? You have simply, you could see here, all of you. A1 is simply multiplied with the particular B1, and it will stored into the row only. That is, the matrix of A of 0 0, 0th row, 0th column, 0th and matrix B of 0th row 0 will be added, and it will be added to the new matrix called C, and the position will be 0th and 0th. It is very simple. There is no concepts complex as if it is in multiplication. Similarly, A2 is being combined with the A2 plus B2, and it is being added and it is being stored in A2 plus B2. As such, this concept is being continued. And you are going to get the final matrix. So now coming to the program, how many matrix you need? you need 3 matrices. One matrix is to store the first matrix element, second matrix element, and to store the result. This is for result. So enter the first elements of the matrix. You enter outer for loop, inner for loop, enter into the matrix of A of 0, A of 1 as such previously have stored. This you have done in previously. So I'll not go in detail. You need to go through this program and the first for loop to store. Similarly, you store the second matrix, outer for loop, inner for loop. Now what you have to do? You have to do the basic additional operation. How do you do the basic additional operation? In that case, we will have 3 for loops. See here. Here you do the additional. See here you do the additional. What is C of ij equals to A of ij plus B. But before that, I equal to 0, I less than 3, j equal to 0, j 3 you have to. So this is for displaying. This is for displaying. Enter the entered matrices are for I equal to 0, I less than 3. So you have to display in the same format, no? That is after individual row, there should be next, go to the next line. And after entering one element, you should take a tab, 2 tabs. Got it now? From the keyboard, when you enter, it will simply like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as such. But for a display, you have to display in systematic, no? 2, 3 with 2 tabs, 3 with 4 tabs, 3 tabs, 4. After 4, you should go to the next line. 5, 2 tabs, 6, 2 tabs, 7. Go to the next line. As such, you should display. So in order for a proper formatting display, what we are going to do is, we are going to represent this next line after individual row, next line that is taking 2 tabs after individual column printing. Right? This is to compute. Computation is very simple. For I equal to 0, so within that you have to add A of ij. So addition you can go through. Finally, displaying the results. How do you display the results? See, for displaying the result, again for I equal to 0, I less than 3, same format. You have to print the value storage of C of 0, 0. What is there in the memory of C of 0, 0? So what are the calculated value C of 0, 0? It is stored with some value. Same as if like what I have shown here. So this will be stored. So you could see the output now here. See, first you entered from the keyboard 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2 entered. Then you have to display this format. 2 for loops for displaying, 2 for loops for displaying. And after immediately that's internal things, what happens? You have to calculate 1 plus 2. It is 3 stored in C of 0, 0. 1 plus 2, C of 0, 1, C of 0, 2, C of 1, 0, C of 1, 1, C of 2, 2, C of 3, 0, C of 3, 1. So same as if it is stored and it is being displayed. Right? So this is how, again, the subtraction is also the same. You can go through the subtraction program. Basically, I do focus on the multiplication. With that, we are going to cover up this transpose and multiplication we have. With that, we are going to end up this problem. Okay, so left with few things. Maybe by tomorrow class, we will do this and I'll go to the next unit. I'll start with the next module. That is, I'll start with the module called linked list. So I'll prepare the PDF for it. And in fact, the PPT is there. See, PPT is there. The next concept after traverse of the array, insertion, deletion, we have. But PPT, you find it a bit at the higher level. So I'm going with the basic things. So I request you to give the attendance in the chat session. And if you have any doubts, you can message right now as of now, so that because we have covered 2 modules as of now. So this is the transport he has given. So next we have to go with the linked list, the next unit. So if you have any doubts, please you can message as of now. Those who have not given the attendance can give the attendance, and if you have any doubts, you can chat on the chat session.